To make the woven wall hanging, we're going to first start off making the loom. You will need a wooden frame. Here I just recycled a canvas. Go ahead and mark 1/2 inch of the bottom of the frame. Then mark in between those notches. With a nail, or you can use draping pins, hammer them in where you marked the frame. I'm using draping pins instead of nails so that I don't split the wood. Once you have finished hammering your first row, go ahead and do the second. Now that you're finished on one side, go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other. Make sure that the measurements are exactly the same. Now we can begin prepping the weaving. First, you're going to take your yarn and tie it around the first pin. Then you're going to wrap your yarn around the pins like so. Then simply cut your yarn and you're going to tie it to the last pin. With a wooden dowel, you're going to feed it through your warp strings, alternating each one. This will be your shed stick. Then cut out a long piece of cardboard and you're going to place it in between the strings. For weaving, you're going to need a tapestry needle that has a blunt tip. You're going to feed your yarn through the eye and you can begin weaving. Starting from left to right, go ahead and feed your needle through the strings. Once you have pulled all your yarn through, raise your shed stick and you're going to weave the opposite direction. Now take a fork and you're going to pat down the strings. Then bring back your shed stick and you're going to repeat the process. Now if you don't like too much strings within your warp, you can always keep them 1/2 inch apart by only wrapping your prep strings around the first row of your pins. And your weaving will look like this. Continue making about 5 to 6 rows for your base. And make sure to pack your strings tightly. To end this section, all you're going to do is feed it through a couple warp threads and feed your needle through the back. Then simply cut off the excess string and tie a knot. To create fringe for the bottom of your wall hanging, you're going to need a bunch of long pieces of string. So take your first string and you're going to wrap it around your warp threads. Once you have finished, it should look something like this. Then just weave a couple more rows on top of your fringe. Now to add some texture to my woven wall hanging. Take a chunky size piece of yarn and you're going to wrap it around 2 warp threads at a time. Once you're happy with the length, go ahead and wrap the rest of the yarn on top of itself, just like you see here. So now just continue on plain weaving the rest of your woven wall hanging, whatever colors and textures you would like. And if you added some raya to the middle of your woven, go ahead and shape it, and the bottom of your fringe. Now that you're all finished, you're going to take out the cardboard and the strings off the pins. Now with each loop, you're going to tie a knot within itself. Then feed the loops through a wooden stick or a branch and tie a bright string at the ends. You're finished with your very own woven wall hanging. There's so many places where you can hang your work of art, beside your desk, over your bed, and if you would like to see the second piece that I've made, check out my Instagram at WHATDAYMADE.